Hi guys, Melanie here at Vision City. I am so excited to do a teaching for you guys today about a topic that I really believe will help a lot of you. I am actually currently in gorgeous sunny California for a vacation / work trip. It's mostly vacation, but I'm squeezing in work here and there. Why? Because I love what I do. I love helping artists and designers and illustrators and letterers, those of you who are just like myself, who have an art passion, that you want to get your art products out there into the world, but you're not really sure where to begin. And so for that reason, I love to help and to create webinars and courses and so on, just specifically for you guys, because you're a lot like myself and I can feel your pain. And so for that reason, I want to make another really awesome teaching for you guys. This is going to be a short one, but it's going to be a really powerful one. I've actually been getting a lot of the same question over email or Instagram Messenger or Facebook Messenger. And a lot of times people are asking me this one question, and I remember asking this question to other people a lot when I was getting started. So I think it's worth a video / podcast because it's a touchy one, but I think that it's going to give you guys a lot of freedom for those of you who are just starting out and you're really trying to just get your bearings in this whole art selling journey. And so now you're wondering what this question is, and I'm going to tell you right now. The question is, people send me emails and they ask me, is my art good enough? And what they'll do is they'll send me a link to their Instagram page or to their Facebook page or to their Etsy page or their website, and they will literally be asking me to approve their art, that it will be quote unquote good enough to be made into an art brand online. Now here's the problem with that question. The problem is, I am just one person, and so I have my own tastes. I have my own style that I like anybody. And so for me to say yes and to approve of somebody or to say no would be kind of a strange thing, right? And so as we all know, art is in the eye of the beholder. And so what I buy for my own home is going to be completely different than what you buy or what anyone buys, right? So we're all different. We all have our own style, our own taste, and it's all subjective. It all really depends on the audience, which is really what I think we should be asking about. And so I want to pose the question to you guys, or not the question, but the thought to you all that, the question is not, is my art good enough? The question is, who is my audience and are they interested in what I'm making? Okay? Now, how do I even find out who my audience is? Now, I want to give you a major hint. A lot of times your audience is the person in the mirror, okay? It's the person that is so much like you. Maybe they're in the same age and stage of life that you're in. Maybe they are the same gender, maybe not, but that's a possibility. Like for myself, for example, I specifically create art, and I know my audience is 99% women, and maybe like 95%. There are some dudes that buy stuff from me, but they buy it for their wives or girlfriends, so technically it's mostly for women. And my art is specifically, it's the most times that it sells is actually specific for women who are in the early stages of motherhood. A lot of times they're purchasing products from me for their children or their nursery rooms or bedrooms and so on. Sometimes they're not moms yet, or maybe they're not moms at all. Maybe they're older ladies. I mean, obviously there's always the people that break the rules as far as my audience that just buy my products, which is awesome. But generally I find that the same type of crowd is buying my products, and guess what? I am a woman, and I am in that stage of life as well. So it's almost like looking in the mirror when I meet my audience at events or shows. A lot of times they're a lot like me. Obviously they don't look like me, they don't have the same style per se, but they have the same aesthetic that they like. And so what I need to do as an artist, a creative, is to be true to myself, and then to find others who relate to me and who are similar to myself, who think the way I think and who hang out in the places that I hang out. Like, for example, I like to use Instagram a lot. There's a variety of different social medias out there. I know there's tons, but I really love Instagram. I think it's just fun, it's visual. Now there's Instagram stories. I just find it entertaining. And guess what? A lot of my audience is on Instagram too, and that's where I have a larger following. I have a really good amount also on my Facebook page, but for some reason Facebook is awesome and I connect with a lot of people on Facebook, but I find that a lot of my audience is on Instagram. So guess what? That's really where I'm going to invest my energy. So it's not a question of whether or not your art is good enough. It's definitely more of a question of who is the audience, or is there an audience that can actually be purchasing the art that you're creating? That's the real question, and that's what this whole video is about, or podcast is about, is there an audience and who are they? And if you can figure out who they are, the next thing is, where are they? Okay, what social media are they hanging out with? Or where are they in person? Are they going to in-person events? Are they at trade shows? Are they going to mom trade shows? Are they going to health and wellness trade shows? Like where do they hang out? And you want to go to those places, whether it's physically or whether it's online and social media. So I hope that this kind of encourages you guys, because technically there's no such thing as, good enough or not good enough art, okay? You are good enough, okay? If I could just give you a big check mark and a sticker, like how we go to our teacher as kids, I want to encourage you, you are good enough. This is not a good enough question, it is an audience question. Who is the audience? And is there an audience that is already, that's the key word, is already, purchasing something that is similar to you? You're not going to go and copy anybody, because that's not cool, but maybe there's a sort of a similar trend or thing that is in line with what you make. Is it going to be a bit different than you? Yes, because you want to stand out a little bit different from everybody, but at the same time you want to be running in a lane of work that is already selling, okay? Now that's really important. Obviously I believe that art is, creating art for the sake of art is amazing, and I do that too. But when I'm creating for my online art business, I am creating with purchasers in mind. Why? Because this is a business for me. It's not just a hobby. It's not just my own personal art expression. So again, this is not a question of are you good enough or not. Okay, so let's just erase that question. And also, the reason why I don't like that question is because it's a bit of a disqualifier. It kind of disqualifies us from even going any further. It's almost like that dark thought that makes us stop. And I want to just squash that thought and have us move on, onward and upward, and continue on this process. Because yes, your art is good enough, okay? If you're even thinking that question, then you're probably already in the right place, because you're already creating art. So it's really more about who is your audience and how can you serve them, how can you connect with them online or in person. And I hope this has helped you. Those of you who are struggling with that question, be encouraged and know that there's absolutely space for you in the art community. So just join in, find your people, start connecting the dots, and you're going to start making sales. That's really how easy this thing is, okay? Now, if this is helpful to you and you'd like to know more about this kind of information, maybe you're in the process of just getting started selling your art online. If so, I want to encourage you to check out my free webinar. It's about 90 minutes long. It includes some really great question and answers that I did. It's a pre-recorded webinar, but there's also a live Q&A. So when you ask questions, I actually get emails from you, so I can answer those within 24 hours. So I want to encourage you to go ahead and check that out. It's at visioncity.biz/Etsy webinar. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just click the link below. But if you're listening to this on a podcast, you can just go to visioncity.biz/Etsy webinar, and you can join in the fun there, and you can select when you like to watch the webinar. Thank you guys. I hope you're having a great day, and I'm really all about helping you as you're building your art business. So don't give up. Don't let these kind of questions knock you down. Let them build you up so that you keep going.